welcome back to No Cap Space. Tyler and Shawnee here with a little bit of an emergency news break. Shawnee, you were quite literally boots on the ground in Atlanta for Sparks vs. Dream Volume 2, the back-to-back. And this was important enough where I called you up. I said, Shawnee, it's go time. Hop on StreamYard. We got to talk.
I'm in Coach Smesko's pregame press conference, and I see the news. I was like, what is going on here? So I rushed up to the top.
This is what I'm talking about.
I asked him to turn the music down a little bit.
Thank you, Atlanta. We appreciate you. And now here we are, the news. The Chicago Sky have suspended Angel Reese for the first half of the game on September 7th against the Las Vegas Aces. This matter has been handled and resolved internally, and we are moving forward as a team. If you are unaware of everything that has been happening, this has been
wake up.
First off, where have you been? Second off, we had a video more explaining this kind of in long term. The initial article through the Chicago Tribune, where Angel Reese pretty much just laid it all out there in terms of where she felt the organization was, where the roster was, where she wants it to be, from a facility standpoint, from a philosophy standpoint of the roster itself. Laid it all out there, and then we get an article for Front Office Sports, basically where everyone was like, what the hell did she just do? From specifically anonymous sources, which had some pretty, frankly, wicked quotes in there about like the off the court conduct and stuff like that, and making it seem like Angel had done way worse things, to put it frankly, in terms of like the way it was worded and everything. So that article, we didn't do a video on that. You can find the first video on here. You can find the Front Office Sports article as well, and kind of get like the full context of everything. But here we are now with what is new, and that is that Angel Reese has been suspended. Obviously, she's suspended due to technical fouls for the Indiana Fever game. So you can't, like, that game is already out of the picture here. Just the first half against Las Vegas. Shawnee, I know we are quite literally formulating our thoughts as we click record here. But just the immediate knee-jerk reaction here that this is the route that the Chicago Sky went.
Boy, I've seen some things that I ain't never seen before. Because what is going on?
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, we have not seen a young player, a young star in the league call their organization a carpet like this before until now. But the thing that still kind of sticks out to me, and I didn't read the whole thing. I got to go back and do that. That's on me. But, like, apparently Greg Bibbs says some stuff first. So, like, yes. Jeff Paglio, how you say his name? Paglio?
Yes, ma'am.
Pagliochix.
Sure.
Jeffy P was in the pressers.
The general manager of the Sky, yes.
Yeah. Jeffy P was getting spicy in his own articles and, like, kind of called her out. And I don't agree with that. That's your second-year player. That's your 7th pick. You don't do that. That's horrible for confidence. That's horrible for rapport. That's horrible for a lot of things. So to me, that sets the tone. So we going bar for bar. All right, let me tell you what I need from you. You told me what you need from me. Because, like, I'm going to be honest. I thought the whole, like, after Unrivaled, I thought the summer camp stuff was a little, it got to a point. So it's like, if it had just been that, I'd be like, I could kind of see it, you know, like the Phoenix Mercury posting her all over the place, you know, just stuff like that to me kind of like, it makes me question stuff if I'm in the locker room. But like, if everybody has been cool, okay. But like for your GM to get in the press and now say like, call you out, all right, then I'm gonna call the ISO too. What's up? So I think like there are some people that were collateral because like you can't say like I need the best of the best and that not mean like I don't have that currently. Yeah. You know, so just by default it is what it is. But I'm kind of like, if we were gonna handle this in-house privately, we should have handled this in-house privately to start.
Yes.
Like, you know, and then it should have you can frame it and do the PR spin about, you know, we've had talks like she's hungry, she wants to win. We've had productive dialogue about what I need from her. She's told me what she needs from me, you know, and then you have that rapport. But like stuff like this is why you lost EDD. This is why you lost Sylvia Fowles. This is why Kalia Copper don't want to step foot in there. This is why Azare don't want to come back. This is why everybody thinks you're ghetto and nobody wants to set foot back on your grounds, aside from the fact that you are just ghetto. So it's like, they are waging a war that I don't think they're going to win. Because, like, how do you get people now to kind of buy in and come back from that when you haven't been like, this is just another superstar you're about to run off.
Yeah. No, I'm completely with you. And as you mentioned, to me, the biggest thing from this specific statement that really stands out to me is essentially what you mentioned, and that is handled internally. What about putting the PR statement and suspending a player is handling something internally? That is the exact opposite of handling something internally. And when in basketball have we ever seen a first half suspension since AAU, since high school? This is a missed class type of suspension.
Bro, because like even at LSU, we still don't know why she was suspended. There was just like Moki was just like,
yeah, we didn't.
I'm Moki. You know, like
you win. And it was like, okay.
Yeah, like okay, let me get folksy real quick. She said, let me get folksy real quick.
Yeah.
And you know, so it's like if you're kind of throwing her to the wolves now by announcing this suspension, because it's like even if you would just it's a first half suspension, right? Don't start her the first half. We're all gonna see that she's on the bench.
Exactly.
But like you can do whatever you want with that. Is she injured? No. She just, you know, we were trying something, blah, 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 whatever. And then now you leave it up to whatever, and we just speculate. But for you to be like, we're suspending her, she about to sit right here next to us for one half. Like, what is one half supposed to do? Because, like, this, I'm thrilled because she gives Asia Wilson hell. So, yes, you know, if y'all want to suspend her both halves, yeah, you know what I'm saying? But see, and it's stuff like that. As you're trying to close out the season, you're like tripping and slipping into the off season. This is one of those ones where like you got 2 games against the Aces. You know she's a bad matchup for Asia. You know that y'all can kind of build some momentum. The same way I was talking about the Wings, they can play spoiler. She can kind of throw a wrench, slow down the momentum of Asia's MVP campaign just a tiny bit, because again, she's a very bad matchup for her. So it's like, this was a momentum builder. This is something to take into the offseason. And now you're like, no, we're just going to set you up in front of a firing squad? Like, I don't know, big dog. Hey, that's a bold move, Cotton.
Especially when still, no, you can, if you want to disagree with how Angel Reese went about her comments, like that is completely that is your opinion. Cool.
Right.
100%. Objectively speaking, this only further proves to me everything that she said. I already thought she was right. But in terms of Chicago being an organization that just cannot handle things correctly, this just continues to prove her point to me. And we're already hearing, like in the article, of like, I don't know, man, if y'all get this shit together, I'm leaving. Like, that was the energy. And now you go and do this. And so I think that this can go 2 very different ways, okay? Because one of the things that Angel made very clearly over the course of that article was that she wants to be coached. She wants to be held accountable. Does she feel like this is her being held fairly accountable for those actions? And that's a question that we don't know. You know, like if she feels like that, then it could be potentially a step in the right direction. But I'm pretty damn confident that this is going to be something that feels incredibly targeted. That's something that feels like out of the playbook of the WNBA. That feels totally out of left field in terms of any normalcy of suspension or anything like that. And frankly, Angel's comments were also out of the step of normalcy. So we're already kind of out of that normal area in terms of what we deal with in the WNBA and what organizations have to deal with. But to me, this is a total misstep that could absolutely be another catalyst for Angel Reese to leave the Chicago Sky.
And on top of that, we got CBA negotiations coming up. So if it's like, you know, even thinking about a lockout, I don't want to play for you losers anyway. Bro. Yeah, I'm sitting. Hello?
I did have a good time in that arrival. Now that you
mentioned it. Like, I don't need this. So it's like, yeah, you don't. An impending labor strike on the horizon, and you're pissing off the labor. Like, I don't know. And then you're sending a message to other labor, like,
the labor already doesn't like you.
Hey man, hammer and sickle. Hey,
come on,
Wimby, communist Wimby. We need you, comrade.
When we see Angel with the Shaolin monks.
Hey, bro. Unionize, everybody under the sound of my voice. Unionize, comrades. Seize the means of production.
Take it to Miami.
Bro, if we overthrow capitalism because the Chicago Sky didn't want to be fair, and get Angel a point guard.
Dog,
Like the little domino.
bro, man. How poetic would it be? How poetic would it be? Yeah, no, to me, this is an incredibly distinct suspension that I've never seen before in the WNBA. I can't think of a first half suspension like this with like a whole statement and everything made in basketball, period. I can't, like, I've seen
That's
like,
what I'm saying. Like you can't,
like, you people don't start, or players don't start the game, like you mentioned, or stuff like that. But to be
yeah.
this manufactured in this way, I've never seen anything like it.
And I think like part of it is probably because they'd be like, all right, if they see we've had all of this friction and then they see she's sitting out even the first half, it's like, oh, well, what happened? Blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Like maybe they're trying to like get ahead of it, but I'm still like a full statement for a half game suspension. A half game suspension is also to me stupid. Like just fine her. If you're trying to keep this
100%.
in-house and keep this from snowballing, make her buy the team ice cream or something. I don't like, you know, like, just find her.
Pick up the food for the plane ride or something. Like,
yeah,
no,
like
I thought that this was over. To be quite honest, like we had the
she
first
apologizes.
article, we had
yeah,
the second article, we had the apology from her in the press conference. I thought that this was over for the time being. Like this.
See, because like now
was over.
I need to know like what's detrimental to the team. Am I not allowed to speak to the media? Because like I have a full podcast. You know, players have full podcasts, have full freedom to go talk to who they want to. So what specifically was the act that is detrimental to the team and why? Like, you got to spell that out for me. Because now it's like, we're going to be watching. So now, who's Subert, Barbara Walter Subert picking up next? Are they being held to the same standard that I am? Or is it just me? Because now you've opened Pandora's box.
Yeah.
And I feel like they're not ready for it. We didn't.
As an organization for the Sky, whether it be with Kennedy Carter last year, like with social media, there was plenty of stuff going around the Chicago Sky last year in various different forms and whatnot. We didn't see anything close to this in nature.
No.
Like, and so that's where, again, like, I understand that this is unprecedented territory, but this feels excessive to where the point stood at the end of that press conference where Angel had apologized to her team. We don't know what happened behind the scenes in terms of like the player meeting that was alleged and everything. We don't know how that went, but based on Angel's apology, and that's all we can take it for, is what was said. That seemed to be the close, at least of this chapter in this saga of Angel and the Chicago Sky. And we were gonna ride this out the rest of the season, and we see what happened in the offseason. I can't believe that there's another chapter to this.
And you know who needed to put out a press conference or a press release? Speaking of Kennedy Carter.
There you go.
Because we got a suspension and never knew what the heck happened until she, like, we still don't really know everything. It gets weird and it gets to a point. Yeah. So Chicago Sky, congratulations. Enjoy the projects because you're going to be there for a long time. That's my next step. I don't see how you mend this relationship.
Exactly. That's where I'm at. You could, I think at the end of that press conference, you could have moved on. If Angel is not on board with this, and of course we have not heard anything from Angel's side of this at all from this point at this moment we're recording this. So unless this is a welcomed, again, like, because she did mention the accountability aspect and everything in there, if she does not see it in that lens of accountability, of being like coached hard or whatever, which to me it doesn't come off like that. But again, I'm not Angel Reese. I'm not her team, you know, so I can't say that. If it's anything but that lens, I don't see how you come back from this. Generally.
I know I'm about to turn them notifications on. I know that much.
Right. You're damn right. And you know what else you should have on is the notifications on for No Cap Space, because you're there, boots on the ground, Shawnee. Give us a little preview of tonight. What's the coverage to come?
Yeah, you kind of. We can't go from this.
Yeah, I know it's not nearly as exciting.
Yeah,
it's honest.
But you know,
NoCapSpaceWBB.com is always the most exciting place to get your women's basketball coverage across the board. Andrew was just in Vegas. You're in Atlanta. The playoffs are on the way, and we're going to be live on live for all of these playoff nights. So there's plenty of coverage to come.
If y'all want to see Rakia take some jump shots, I'm about to go get that. So I know you guys like Rakia.
There you go. Rakia Jackson fans, snap in. No Cap Space WB on social media.
So this one, it's still kind of like the Sparks are fighting for their playoff lives. It's getting bleak, but like, you know, especially with the Valkyries securing the 6th spot last night. Atlanta's still fine-tuning. We're still without Alicia Gray, so that's a little concerning, but they're, able to manage. Yeah, so it's just about getting everybody healthy and getting everybody locked in before the playoffs. So I think I'm hoping that that's precautionary. Like, don't quote me, bro. We still trying here. I don't want to get sued, but just everybody needs to get healthy, get those good legs in for the playoffs. So if anything changes, we'll definitely let you guys know.
There you go. So make sure you tapped in across the board. No cast plays. Every link down below in the description. The playoffs are on the horizon, and then college season's coming right after. We are your #1 place to be for all of your women's basketball coverage. So make sure you stay tapped in. Click the notifications on everything so you're making sure that you know of everything going on in women's basketball. And until next time, we'll talk to you soon.